Hi there, Josiah David Fenimore back with another video, and we are back in Matthew chapter 7. So, if you haven't seen chapters 1 through 6, go back and watch, and you know what to do. Or just follow along. Judge not, yet ye that ye be not judged. For with that judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, Let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For every one that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man is there of you whom, if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, the few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes, or thorns, or figs, or thistles? Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them. Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me, In what day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Therefore, whosoever heareth these things of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one that heareth these things, these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished by his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. I love chapter 7 because it talks about the house of faith that's built on the rock. And I feel like it's that foundation of Sunday school that I have from my parents and from church that have really stuck with me morally throughout my life. My compass was askew all over the place in my teens and late 20s, but I really feel like it's come back to a center, true north place in my 30s, 33 this year. And it's only been in the last couple months that I've been really truly saved and following the Lord and reading my Bible, going to church on a regular basis. Do not forsake yourselves the assembly. You know, I truly believe that. I go to church Sunday, sometimes twice on Sundays, and I've been trying to go on Thursdays too. We have multiple services I'm thankful for at the church, and it really makes you a close-knit family, and it gets you into the Bible. My pastor is a Pastor Becker is a Bible teaching preacher, and I love his enthusiasm, and I appreciate the way that he speaks about the Bible and teaches from it. And so, all that to say, there is a straight and narrow gate that we can enter through the kingdom of heaven, and to not have. I recently had a dispute with a brother of mine that was kind of similar to Matthew chapter 7 beginning, where it's saying, take the mote out of your own eye, and then you can help take the beam out of your brother's eye. And those kinds of situations can come up anywhere at any time in conversation when someone is pointing out all of your mistakes, or if you start pointing out someone's mistakes. Whenever someone starts bringing up mistakes, you're doing this is how it is, then they're not inwardly looking. That's that whole adage, when you point one finger at somebody, then you've got three pointing back at yourself type situation. And as juvenile as that sounds, it is very true that, you don't realize, I haven't realized, since a young age, watching people, I have been careful not to draw out people's faults. Well, you're like this, and this is your fault, playing the blame game, because that's not taking responsibility. Maybe when I was a young child, I wasn't taking responsibility, but I started taking responsibility when I was a young man, very young man, and I started watching how the world operated, and I knew that being a victim was never going to get me very far. And so when you are a victim and you can't see your own speck in your own eye because you're blinking so much, you have a plank in your eye. No, go ahead and get that speck out of your own eye before you start talking about other planks in other people's eyes. And even, I'm even careful to talk about planks in other people's eyes when I see them. I just encourage them to pray and encourage them to read their word when I see something like that. Now, if someone is being abusive, I've had people be abusive, and they'll be like, well, you got a bunch of wrong theology, and you grew up in bad, doctrine, and you need to change this. Now you're believing a bunch of lies. And I've had people say this to me. And I did grow up in a cult situation, and there was cultic activity, but and that is at a cult at its root case is a doctrine that is taken and takes the Bible and writes a lot of material about it based on their own belief system, and then mushes them together to make this be like this sound doctrine. And so it's not sound doctrine. It's just made to sound like sound doctrine, and saying things to people like, your true family is only those that believe in this certain kind of way, and now your blood family is not scriptural. I do not subscribe to any of that kind of nonsense. I'm very strongly pro getting your family relationships right first before trying to go and work on other people's families. And so I'm a heavy supporter of the Fenimores, my family, and trying to find ways of bringing us more together so that we can be a strong family unit. Because when you're a strong family unit, you can't break that apart. That's so much harder to break apart than just being an island under oneself. You could break that's lonely island right off and you could find yourself very alone. And I kind of separated myself from my family at a time, and I did it out of just fear, not reaching out in healthy ways, and then blaming, well, they don't contact me and this and that. They've got lives. People have lives, and we have to realize that lives matter. All lives matter, and that we should care about our family closely, and our friends closely, our neighborhood closely, and then we can have more influence on the outside of that. But it really has to start within here, within our daily decisions, and that's the best I can give. Because if we were all doing what we're supposed to be doing all the time, life would be a lot different for us. I realize life is changing for the better for me because I'm first seeking the kingdom, and I just have a joy that's opened up about this reading and about these videos, and I know my mom is enjoying it, and my family appreciate it, and so I'm just going to keep doing it. And so that's chapter 7 for you. Go ahead and follow on to chapter 8. Peace. Love you.